I'm really excited for today's video. I love filming these videos. I just get so excited talking about my plants. I have a grape poppy today. I have not tried grape. I just feel like a drink before I start filming always gets me in the mood to film. It's not bad. I'm not a huge grape flavor person. Not bad though. Welcome, I'm Melissa. If you're just joining me here, these videos I always showcase my favorite plants for the month. They could be repeat plants that I've shown in the past. They're really just plants that have spoken to me this month, plants that I have been drawn to just for some reason. I don't know, and I like to show them off and talk about them and show you how they're doing. And I kind of give some care tips along with that. So I'm excited. I don't know how many I'm going to show today. I have several in mind that I want to share, but we'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. I hope you guys enjoy my favorites for this month. I know I've shared her a lot recently on my channel this month, but I have to give love to my Aurea. I just love her. I know her so well. I grew her from the two little leaves that are very curled on the bottom. And she's just been with me for so long. And I just love this Monstera. So if you don't know about the history, she had some root rot and I treated it, repotted her. It's been a couple weeks now. It's been actually over a couple weeks. And she does finally have a new growth that's popping out. It's gonna be right there if it's focusing on it. So I'm super excited. She's been repotted. The only thing that I have to do for her is get a different stake because this one stake is a little wobbly. But yes, I love Monsteras. If you know me, you know I love Monsteras, and I'm excited to see the next leaf. I hope I get some more color on her because I feel like the variegation kind of faded a little bit. I feel like she gets a good amount of light when the sun is out because sometimes it's cloudy here a lot, and the rainy season is going to be starting soon, so it'll be a lot of cloudy days. I do know more light helps bring out the color, but I don't know, I feel like she gets a good amount of light already, so maybe it's just some genetics with her, but we'll see. I'm excited to see the new leaf though, and I'm happy she's doing well. I just wanted to show her because, I don't know, I've just featured her a lot this month, and she's my favorite, and I just wanted to give her some love again. So definitely Monstera Aurea. If you love the yellow variegation, it's more prominent on a couple of the older leaves there, then I feel like you're gonna love this Monstera. I feel like pretty easy care-wise. I feel like, you know, besides just making sure you give enough light, I feel like the plant itself is pretty easy going. So I know I know they're still expensive, but they're cheaper than what they used to be, because when I first got my cutting, I paid a lot for her. So if you can get your hands on one, I definitely recommend having an Aurea in your collection. Okay, next plant is my Philodendron Sodiroi. It just popped out this new leaf, and I really honestly am so excited to watch this one climb and get bigger. It's very small now. It started out with, I think, 4 tiny leaves. One didn't make it, and then it's popped out. I think this was the first leaf it popped out because it was pretty big, and then it popped out this leaf, and then this one here is the latest leaf, and it's actually still hardening a bit, and it's the biggest one, and it is attaching into the thickly pole nicely. You can see some roots in there, right there, and I'll probably have to extend it. I probably still have a few more leaves. The spacing seems to be a little bit tight between the nodes, so I don't feel like it's stretching very much. So I feel like I'll have a ways to go before I have to extend it. But this plant is gorgeous. I've seen like big, tall plants of this, and I love silvery blue on plant leaves, and I love the heart-shaped leaves. I think the heart shape is just adorable. It's so pretty. I'm definitely excited to have this one climb. I'm just excited to own it. Mine recently caught some spider mites because my philodendron just hate me right now, but they're gone. So hopefully, you know, it didn't cause too much of a problem. I just feel like I have to keep checking. I don't know, spider mites and me just aren't getting along right now. I do have more beneficial mites coming, I think today, and I'm excited to put them out again because I feel like my plants haven't really been protected these last couple months besides me just spraying their leaves off. But I feel like, I don't know what it is with the spider mites that are attracted to my phylos, but I need to like take care of the problem. So I'm gonna be putting mites all over my plants. I feel like care-wise, it's a pretty easygoing philodendron. I haven't had too many issues with it, and I feel like it's growing and climbing pretty fast. I feel like I've had maybe one leaf every 3 to 4 weeks, maybe even sooner. Now that we're in the growing season, I bet you it's probably gonna start growing more. But if you've been eyeing this one, I say go for it. I definitely think it's just a beautiful philo and one that everyone should own. The next plant is gonna be really hard to show you guys because it's a moss pole plant. I will like insert a clip of her in her spot so you can see her entirety of the pole. But she has finally fenestrated. Yes, this is a Cebu blue that you can get pretty easily, at least here, and the leaves have gotten and sized up so well, you guys. Look at that. It is just gorgeous. The new leaf does have 2 fenestrations. They come in, of course, really small, and then they expand and fully harden. But this is my hand, like it's a huge leaf. It's a pretty big leaf. It's crazy to think that this is a Cebu blue. I don't know. And again, the color, the silvery blue is just so beautiful. I have heard or I've seen that once they get more mature, they can lose the silvery blue color. And I don't know if that's true or if it's just like genetics or something that this plant does, but I sure hope not, because that's what attracted me to this plant is the color. I don't know, there's something about big leaves. And it's crazy to think that this started from like all the little tiny ones down here. It's crazy. I have to be careful because I don't want to hit my ceiling fan. But yes, I have been attracted to this one this month because she finally fenestrated and it's just such a beautiful plant. I feel like care-wise, I feel like they can be a little finicky with watering. I think they're sensitive to underwatering and of course overwatering. And other than that, I don't really feel like they're a pest magnet. They grow really fast and they love to climb. If you can get one climbing, it's going to love it. Mine has been on a moss pole for a little over a year. Now it's probably been like 13 months, something like that. So it's taken her this long to finally fenestrate. I did start mine from cuttings, so it wasn't a small established plant. Cuttings take a little bit longer to establish because if there are a lot of mid-cuts, then it takes them a while to pop a new growth, and then they have to focus on growing roots before they can grow more leaves. So it did take a good while before it started to climb, but once it started climbing, it really took off. This main vine, the one that's fenestrated, is the one that kind of led for the plant, and I do have several that are catching up. I actually have quite a few in here. I probably have, oh, I don't know, 6 or 7 vines in this one. But yes, I love her and I cannot wait to get even more fenestrations. I think it's just such a beautiful plant. My next favorite for the month is going to be one I haven't really shown much. I did do a repotting on my channel, but it's been a while. I did put this plant on this pole. And I've had this plant, this is a Manjula Pothos. I've had this plant for a while. It was just in a like 4-inch planter, but ever since I put this one on a pole, again, this one was an established plant But I think, you know, once it finally situated in here, like in the root system, it is now starting to grow and take off. And I'm really excited. I will have to be extending this one probably soon. This is one of Thiccly's medium-sized grow poles. It's just one. And I have 1, 2, 3, I think I have at least 4 vines in here. And I have, it looks like this one in the center is going to be the one that's leading the plant. But a Manjula is so beautiful. That's what the leaves look like. Oh. And I think they get so beautiful once they climb and get bigger. Just the creamy color to the leaves like really comes out. I love the different tones. Like this leaf here is probably one of my favorites. Do you see all the colors in there? It's like a minty, a white, speckling, cream, dark green, light green. So many tones. It's so beautiful. And this leaf here, look at that one. That one here is so gorgeous. I think it's a very beautiful plant. And this one has a lot of speckling too. But I'm so happy I made the decision to put it on a pole. I don't know what took me so long. I was very late to getting this one climbing. I put this on the pole in, I think it was in an older plant chores video in December. So it's really only been on here a little over 4 months now, I would say. And so it's taken about that long to start climbing. But it seems to be pushing a leaf now, I feel like, pretty quickly. This one does live in my Ikea cabinet behind me, so it gets pretty intense light and it loves it. I have slow release fertilizer in here. I just do my best to keep the pole moist. I love it right now, but I feel like once I start noticing the increase in leaf size, I'm just going to be drooling over this one. So I definitely recommend getting one and growing on a pole. And I feel like these plants too, they don't get like overly huge because, you know, like some phylos and stuff get really huge leaves. So space-wise, I feel like this is going to be a good one if you have a skinny pole like this and just have it grow up and have it like in a corner getting light. It's just going to be so beautiful on like a 6-foot tall pole with huge leaves. I'm just envisioning this plant a year from now and what it's going to look like, and I know I'm going to be obsessed. This next one I have to share because I feel like she's definitely been a favorite. I've shown her so much, so you guys know about this one. This is my Makoyana Calathea, and I just love her so much. She's so beautiful. She's definitely like my favorite Calathea by far. She's recently bloomed. She has actually several in here. And Calatheas do bloom, if you didn't know. I'm going to show you the bloom right there. There's 2 separate ones. You can see the little flowers. They look like little Maranta flowers in a way. So cool. And ever since I repotted her, she just has a ton of new growth coming out of there. I did upsize her from, she was either in a 5 or 6 inch to an 8 inch. So I don't imagine I'd be taking her out of here for like the next year at least. I feel like she's going to grow into this very well. I did actually grow her back from a pile of dirt, believe it or not. I had this plant. I actually got this plant, I think. It was one of my first Calatheas. It was in 2020. It was a while ago. I do have a picture at the old house, and she was kind of full. I did buy her from Lowe's back in the day. I used to live like 2 minutes from a Lowe's, and I was there all the time. And then she got spider mites, and back then, you know, I didn't know really plant pests, and I just like ended up cutting all the leaves. And it took about 6 months to start growing back from the rhizomes, and this is her today. You know, it's beautiful. Crazy. I've never had like any other issues with her. She's extremely happy, and I'm just excited to watch her grow and fill out more. I'm just imagining this plant like 3 times this size. Could you imagine? So beautiful. I definitely recommend this Calathea. I would say it's not as finicky, but I would say you can definitely get crispy tips if you have lower humidity or drier air, and they can be sensitive to tap water depending on if it's hard and the minerals that are in there. So that would be my only thing. I definitely recommend this one starting out, but just be mindful that, you know, they are very tropical plants and they do prefer that environment. But I love her. I want to share my pink princess for this favorites this month because I feel like she's grown quite a bit and I just love this one so much. She recently came down with spider mites and she got a little unhappy, which I'm really sad about, but I believe they're gone. I did treat her. And you guys, she's maturing. Look at this new growth. Do you see anything with that right here? Can you guess what's going on? She is growing from her own caterpillar. Isn't that crazy? So this was the latest leaf here. And then she's growing her own caterpillar and leaf from that. I cannot wait. It is going to be a beautiful leaf, and it looks to be a huge leaf too. You can see the color there coming in. I am wanting to, I think, repot her and do a different support, but I don't know. I don't have these anymore. It was gifted to me, this pole, and I don't know if I can get another one to add on top. I'm going to see if I can get another one, but I'm worried it's not going to be super steady. And I don't think she's really even rooted into here. It's honestly, yeah, I don't think there's any roots in here at all. It's just for support. These plants don't really need a pole. So I actually might just do some kind of stake trellis or something. I might find some because I'm wanting to get a stake for my Aurea too. So I might do like an Amazon search for some like really pretty stakes. That's just like more than one. I want like 2 prongs or so. I know they have some at big box stores, but I'm wanting something like very beautiful. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a search because it's going to have to be a decent size for both of them because they're growing big. But I love my pink princess. I just get so many compliments on her because she's so pink and just beautiful. I've had this one for a while in my care. And I'm very happy with her, very lucky. I just love this plant. She's definitely spoken to me a lot this month. And again, it being a philo and me just having a problem with philodendron in my collection lately, I'm sad that she came down with spider mites. I always say if you're wanting pink on your pink princess, it's variegation. It comes down to genetics. So just get one that has more pink from the get-go. Look for pink on every leaf and hopefully you'll get lucky. I recently got a white knight at a big box store, so I'm curious how that one's gonna grow, like how much white I'll get, so we'll see. I'll be excited. Next up is this little cutie. This is my variegated heartleaf philodendron and it's growing really well, you guys. I recently extended it, so this is 2 of Thiccly's poles together. It is just so beautiful. I want to show you the variegation. Can you see? Look at how beautiful. If you love just trailing philodendrons, like if you have the Brazil, the heartleaf, you are definitely going to want to get the variegated version, especially if you love variegated plants. I love this plant so much and it's growing really well. I have, I think, 3 vines climbing so far. They're kind of intertwined in the middle. And yeah, it's growing really fast and every leaf is just gorgeous on this plant, especially this one because this one's a little bit bigger. You can see. It's definitely been a favorite this month. I'm just really excited for it to climb and get bigger and taller and bigger leaves. I don't know how mature and big these will get, but I'm excited for it to fill out this one and then I'll add another extension and have it climb to the top of that one. You've been eyeing one of these, go for it, get it. You will not be disappointed. Again, the variegation on this plant is just gorgeous. It does resemble like a marble queen, an Epipremnum marble queen, and you guys know about my big marble queen back there. I'm not going to show her this month, even though I have adored her. I adore her every month. Yes, the variegation is kind of similar, but I don't know. I feel like you need it because of the heart shape. It's a little bit of a different shape of the leaf. So if you can get your hands on one, I would definitely snag it. I do have some other favorites that are always like my favorites, my moss poles behind me. I just feel like it's so hard to really choose between them. I showed my Cebu blue for this month, so I'm gonna hold off showing the other ones. I do have two more plants that I wanna show you that aren't in my plant room. One is in my bathroom and one is outside. So I'm actually gonna take you there and show you those because they have definitely been two of my favorite plants this month. They've just spoken to me and I want to show them off. So we will do those two and that will be it for my favorites this month. Giving you a glimpse of my poles that I just absolutely adore. I love them all so much. It's really hard to pick favorites out of these. They're just gorgeous, all of them, especially my Marble Queen. We are outside and I want to show you this Monstera because it has been an absolute favorite this month. This one was in my plant room back last year until I put the plants out here, and I rescued this one from Home Depot. It's just one vine and it's done 3 leaves in my care. It just put out this newest one. This is one that I was waiting for it to unfurl before I showed you her, but she is just beautiful, you guys. Look at those fenestrations. I actually have a 3rd row starting up top. This leaf is just everything. This was the leaf before. It is humongous, you guys. That's my hand. It is a huge Monstera leaf. It is beautiful. And that was the first leaf. It's either done 3 or 4 leaves. I can't remember. And a lot of the older leaves were just the original leaves that came with the plant. So I have a stake in the center holding up the vine. It is so beautiful. I absolutely adore this Monstera. I moved it here so I could just look at it every day when I come out here. Definitely a very happy big leaf. And all those splits compared to the last leaf. The reason why this one doesn't have as many splits is because it wasn't under the best light in my plant room, and it popped this one out right after I moved it to more light. And then this was the one that popped out since I had it outside here. So you can see how many more splits that one has. It's just so beautiful. And in my bathroom here, the next plant I want to share is my bathroom Maranta. I love her so much. She is so full and fluffy. Look at that beauty. I just can't get enough of her. I look at her every morning. I come in here every evening when I go to bed, and I just love her. She's so beautiful. I do have to repot her and I'm a little nervous about it, honestly. I'm a little scared that it's gonna shock. So when I go to repot her, I'm gonna have to be very careful. But I love her. She loves the window and the humidity in here. This is a west window, but it's shaded a bit. I forget what that's called. So it's not see-through. So it is filtered light, but she's right next to it and loves it. And I love the little blooms. There's one right there. So cute. Yeah, this one has always been extremely happy, and it was a big box store plant. I just love lemon lime Maranta. I just love Maranta, but this one, this past month has just grown so much. I have so much new growth on her since spring is here, and she's beautiful. Thank you guys so much for watching my favorites video. I love doing these. I love talking about my plants and showing them and sharing them. It's so hard to pick my favorites because I always feel like I have so many, but I felt like these ones were some of the ones that spoke to me a little bit more this month, and I'm just excited to see them keep growing. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about any of the plants that I shared, leave them below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. It's like a whip. with the aerial roots.